All
Oh,
right.
I'm not worried anymore. But you're frozen.
Oh, still? Am I still?
Uh-oh.
I'll come
Not
back.
anymore.
Am I back?
Okay.
Okay.
You're back.
Yay. All right. So I'll get started, and I'm going to leave time for y'all to ask questions too. But I wanted to talk about the stuff that I learned at leadership, but like totally, it was like 20 pages of notes. And I have like, just a page of stuff that I wanted to tell you guys. And I'm going to have a team call on each of the topics, like as the weeks progress. Our team calls are going to be every other week. We had one last week, but nobody showed up. So I did a live video, which is fine, whatever. But I wanted to do that one this week because I'm actually not available next Thursday night because I'm going to be in Texas. So
Nice.
there's that.
Me too.
Oh, yes, you are, aren't you?
Yeah.
She lives in Texas. Okay.
Oh, really?
Anyway, let's see. Quick announcements for fun. All the challenge packs that are over $160 are $10 off. So 160 and over, everything's $10 off. So that includes the All Access Challenge Pack. So the All Access Challenge Pack is normally $160. It's now $150 till the end of the month. And then your 80-day obsession one is $170 instead of $180, so on and so forth. So a really good way to position that, and I'll tell you, Stacy's probably heard this 17,000 times, but you haven't, Amy. A good way to position that is that you get Beachbody on demand for $20 for a year, as opposed to discounting the Shakeology, because then people don't they don't value something that's discounted that deeply. Although they do value Beachbody on demand. That's what the Beachbody research people have told us is, don't ever devalue Shakeology by saying you're getting a deal on Shakeology. You're getting a deal on the other stuff. But, like I will tell people like, hey, it's a really good opportunity for you to get Beachbody on demand for an entire year for $20. They're like, what? Tell me all about it.
Yeah.
So that's a really good thing, because the all access one is normally $160, which is still a screaming deal, but right now it's $150. So it's a really good time to load up those challenge points, the Success Club points, because it's a good deal. The other thing is they added some mega packs to the catalog. I put information in the team page about that today, but you can also go find it if you go onto teambeachbody.com and go to shop and then go to challenge packs, you can actually look at them and see what it is that you're getting. So I don't know, the likelihood that I would sell one of those I think is really slim, but there's some coaches that'll sell 20 of them a month. So they're in the range of like $230 to $300. I think they're pretty expensive, but some people really like all the stuff that you get, because like with one of them you get a foam roller, a core comfort mat, all the the entire performance line, Shakeology, Beachbody on Demand, all the containers. You get all the 80-day obsession equipment all in one pack, and it's expensive. But some people are like, gosh, I need all that stuff. Bring it. So it's not something like somebody can afford it. It's not a bad idea to tell them about it. All right, so I'm just going to go over very, very quickly, and kind of tell you guys, we're going to do extended calls on all of these topics, but not tonight. So I just wanted to tell you and I'll share with you the team call that I did for the refinery on Tuesday. I was on the call, so I'll share that with you guys, and it just kind of doesn't detail what I'm talking about here because she asked me different questions, but I did just want to kind of go over this stuff with you because I thought it might be interesting to you. It was a really, really good, amazing conference. It was a lot of work, and it was like 16 hours of work and of classes, and then 45 minutes of a workout. So that was it. We never left the hotel. But it was really, really, really good for a lot of different reasons. So I wanted to tell you broad stroke overview of what I took away from it. So the first thing is, and they kept repeating this, multiple speakers said this multiple times and then with different words, but the same idea was there. That good intentions do not equal good decisions. They require action. And so there's 4 things, and we're going to talk about this in detail, maybe the next team call, but making decisions, having a clear direction, having a game plan for your direction, and then having accountability. And we're going to talk about all that stuff in more detail, but it was just that point kept getting driven home over and over again. Like, you can have great intentions, but if you put no action behind them, then do anything. You have to make a decision to make the action and then go with it. And today was, do y'all know who Mel Robbins is? Stacy, do you know who she is? The 5-second rule. The name of the book is the 5-second rule.
You're frozen.
I'm frozen again. I'll come back. Hold, please. Hold. There I am, right? My back. My back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in a room that doesn't have the best internet, but my husband's watching the Olympics. So anyway, Mel Robbins, the book is called The 5-Second Rule. Have y'all read that? No. Okay. Amy, well, you probably have heard now because you've been doing the training, the personal development stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You always.
Well, you're frozen again.
I'm going to move.
It's just breaking up a little bit.
I know. I'm just going to move. I'm going to make him turn it down because this is annoying to me and you. All right. Hang on. It'll get better in a second. I can't do this call in there. The internet.
5-second rule.
5-second rule. Okay. Am I better now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you just turn it down, please? Okay. So that you always have to kind of have a personal development book going, and it doesn't really matter what it is. If it speaks to you, that's great. If you start to read it and you're like, doesn't speak to me, put it down, get something else. The whole refinery right now as a collection is reading the book, The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster by Darren Hardy. I have the copy that the library has here, Amy, so you'll have to wait till I'm done.
Okay.
But it's extremely good. Like, I'm going to go buy the hard copy of it because I already want to read it again. I'm like 6 pages away from the end, and it's just amazing book. So you always want to have a personal development book kind of going at the same time. And there's a bunch of reasons for that. We can talk about that another time too. It's not what I was going to talk about. But Entrepreneur Roller Coaster, 5-Second Rule, 2 books you guys have to read. Okay. So the other one, Amy, is, and I know that Stacy's read this a couple times, with The Compound Effect. Amazing book. Will change your life. No kidding.
Really? Compound Effect?
The Compound Effect. That's Darren Hardy also.
Okay.
Anything Darren Hardy's good. Okay.
It all down.
They did a study. They did a study that took at Beachbody. They used coaches earning between $1,000 and $55,000 a year. So, not the top earners in the company, but kind of like the middle of the pack kind of people. And they looked at what was the difference between the coach that's earning $1,000 a week versus those that are earning $55,000 a week. No, this is per month. $1,000 a month versus $55,000 a month. And they called them the increasers and the decreasers. So who are these people and who are these people? It's based on 2017. And the biggest overarching theme, the biggest difference between them was the 4 vital behaviors. And Amy, you've probably you've probably heard of them at this point.
Yep.
So, bless you.
Bless.
the invite is the first one. I like to use the word share. Be a product of the product, which is what you're doing. Do personal development. This is every day, all right? And recognize your customers, your coaches when you get them, and recognize people for things. That was the biggest one. I'm going to do a whole call about the data that they found with that one because that was extremely interesting. And it just kind of gave us like the behaviors that that make a high quality coach. And really, it's nothing earth shattering, and it's nothing you can't do. And everything none of it takes a lot of time. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was interesting to me. Social media, extremely important. But now they're starting to be able to see these trends that people are wanting to see things that are organized and predictable. Okay. So what they talked about was 5 themes. If you've seen anything on the color wheel or anything like that, if you haven't, just ignore what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. But 5 themes that you post about all the time. And so I challenge you this week to look for those 5 themes that you want to post about. What are they? So for example, mine are dogs, horses, kids, exercise, food. Those are my 5. I really don't post a whole lot of much else. And when I say kids, I mean kids and family, I guess. I really don't post about a whole lot of other things anyway. But what people on the internet, on social media are looking for is predictability and relying on good content. And, the concept of putting stuff on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, sometimes is just like, yay. But really, for the most part, it's to add value to people's lives. So what are you doing that's adding value? Like if you're talking about those 5 things and people say, I need a smile, I'm going to go to Kim's page to look at her ridiculously cute cockapoos. They know they can do that, right? Because I'm always posting pictures of my dogs, like Harold, like for example, I'll go to your page if I need a laugh.
Harold.
Like when I want to laugh, generally I will go to your page. Your page cracks me up. I mean, it's funny, genuinely. So that's like one of the things you post about is things that are funny.
Jokes.
Yeah, just stuff that's funny. That's funny to you is typically funny to other people. It really is, because sometimes I'm like, I need a laugh. Go on Amy's page. The interesting thing is that, so this is kind of a funny story. So I had taken an Uber with another coach from Florida that I didn't know. I met her at the airport, and we were talking about our businesses, and she's like, oh yeah, she's like, I'm really taking off now, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, Insta stories. And I'm like, what? And I've been avoiding Instagram like the freaking plague. Okay. So she's like, Insta stories this, Insta stories that. And I'm like, she's 10 years younger than me. What does she know? So we get to Summit. I mean, not Summit, NLC, and Carl gets up there and starts talking about Insta stories. 2 speakers later, Bonnie Engel, Insta stories. Kim Fitzpatrick, Insta stories. I mean, it was all weekend long. We had 2 to 3 trainings a day on Instagram, not Facebook, Instagram.
Yep.
So we will talk about that in depth too. Inviting and the funnel of inviting. And I know if you've been to Summit, well, Stacy's been to Summit, you've probably seen this, but they kind of like revamped it a little bit, the funnel, corporate did, and it's kind of interesting and it makes a lot of sense. But when you're inviting, you can expand on it, and the expansion is the top of the funnel is attracting people. That's your Instagram, that's your Insta stories. And I'm going to tell you a story about what happened today. And then connecting with people, that's people commenting on your stories. That's people commenting on your Facebook. And then you connecting with them, and then comes the invite. It's not like, hey, I'm having a challenge group, and then you send 17 cold, Facebook messages out. People hate that crap. You have to be connected with that person before you can invite them. And you have to be able to attract them to connect with them. We will have a call on that, but that's something that they talked about for 2 hours. I will not talk about it. It was really good though. I will not do that. For example, today I posted a picture on my Instagram. Well, I posted on both Facebook and the Instagram, but on Facebook I didn't use hashtags because Facebook doesn't really run off of hashtags. Instagram does. Ooh, there's a really good thing. Jen Richardson. So Jen Richardson, Beachbody Champions page. I know Stacy's in there. Amy, you need to go find it and add yourself to it. They'll go make sure you're a coach and then add you to the page.
On Instagram.
This is
What?
Facebook. This is
What?
Facebook.
What is it?
It's called Beachbody Champions is the name of the page.
Okay.
And it's on Facebook.
Okay.
And you're going to go add yourself to that group because all the brass are in there all the time. Like like Kim Carver was in there today. Yesterday it was, they're always in there. Carl's in there. They're talking. Jen Richardson did a call 2 weeks ago for our Monday wake up call that was a whole thing on Instagram, and they put it in that group, just the call, not the whole coach recognition and all this other stuff, just her part. And it's like a 22-minute video. It is full of how to do Instagram. I mean, full. Like it's really, really, it's like a crash course, and it's really good. So today I posted a picture on Facebook. So you may have seen it on Facebook, but on Instagram, I posted the same picture, same caption, but I used hashtags. And I'm trying to get, followers on Instagram so they see my stuff so I can connect with them so that I can invite them, right? So I was like at 798 this morning, and this didn't cost anything. I'm at 820 today, this evening, followers from this thing because I hashtagged it because my pony looked super cute and she was all round, and it's more so she's acting like a spaz, and that's what she does when she gets spazzy, is she starts getting really round. So she looked really cute and dressage-y, so I was like hashtag dressage in the snow, hashtag dressage pony, hashtag dressage Appaloosa, hashtag happy appy, all these horse things. And I got like 20 followers, all these dressage people from around the world that are following me now because of that one stupid hashtag.
Is that what the heck the hashtag is? I didn't even get it. Like
I will do a whole call on hashtag.
All right. I'm like, why is there a hashtag? Okay.
Right? Well, it's how people find you.
Yep.
It's how people find you. So if they can find you, you're attracting them. Eventually you connect, then you invite. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yes. Let's see. They talked about, multiple people said this too. You need to focus on the things you need to stop doing. It's more likely or more important than the things you need to start doing.
Okay.
So that's like putting your blinders on and saying, now is my business time. I don't answer Facebook messages. I don't answer my phone. I don't answer texts. I don't scroll the feed. I am working right now, and defining those moments like that, stop certain things. We had a call today from this girl, Mel Robbins, who wrote the 5-second rule. We had a call with her today, and that was the Success Club reward from last month, from January. If you hit Success Club 5 or more, you got a call with her, and she's amazing. That book is phenomenal. Actually, I have that here, Amy. I have a copy of it that I didn't get from the library. If you want to borrow it, I can bring it.
Okay.
But it's a lot about what you need to stop doing. That's what that call was about. It's kind of what the book is about too. Okay. There was talk of the customer experience, of course. And the 4 points that were made in there were becoming irreplaceable to your people. Like, you don't want them to jump ship. You don't want them to say, I can go get Vega at the grocery store and it'll be just as good as Shakeology. You want to be irreplaceable. Your products, Beachbody, you want that all to be irreplaceable. You need to be doing pulse checks on your people. When you start having challenge groups, you need to be checking in on them and making sure that they're being accountable to themselves and what they signed up for with you. And the results do matter. Showing your results. You can't ask people to do what you won't do. Okay. So I'm not saying that you need to ask people to post their before and after on Facebook, but the fact that you have a before and after, or you have a before and still going, and look, I'm not seeing it, people, but I'm working really hard, and people frequently, and I think Stacy can attest to this, actually relate to failure and steps along the way, sometimes more than they relate to the success.
Yep.
And they need to be able to see the parts of your story that aren't going well just as much as they need to see the stuff that is going well, because you don't want somebody to get, all like, oh, I can't join her. She's so perfect. Ew. Like, she
Yep.
always like that? What? You want to be able to show the stuff that's not going well, and that you can get to the yay parts, Okay, talked about Instagram and Insta stories being very important. Oh, right. So we have these things called sneak peeks where we do coach sneak peeks where we invite people to them, and it's usually a Facebook group. They're saying that's not working so well anymore, and what they're telling us to do now is to run your sneak peeks as an Insta story. So we used to do them as a team. You would now have to do it kind of on your own, and we'll talk about that. But it's like telling people, like, here's a day in my life. Like, this is what coach life looks like, and you do an Insta story with like 12 stories throughout the day, little snippets of how your day. I wake up, I read my personal development, I eat my pre-workout meal. Then I go get the kids ready. Then I go work out, and then I eat my post-workout meal. And then I connect with customers, and then I go do this, and then I connect with customers, and then I do a team call at night.
That's genius.
Isn't it? I know, right? Right? And it is easy, and it doesn't take a whole lot of planning because you're just doing it. So you're inviting people to it on Instagram and Facebook, and you're saying, go to my Insta stories and watch. And at the very end of it, you put, comment or direct message me if you have questions. I'd love to talk to you. Want to join my team? Send me a message, that sort of thing. So, and I'm going to talk about Instagram and Insta stories more. I won't talk about it now because I want to give you guys time to ask questions. They did a really good lesson on understanding team volume and how it affects your business. So we'll have a team volume talk. Amy's like,
I know. I'm so clueless.
Well, it's a very, if they had to explain it to the leaders, it's a hard concept to understand, but it was very well explained. So okay. I hope to be able to help y'all with that. Talked about personal branding, and brought up the idea again of who you are based on 5 attributes, the 5 things that define who you are, same number again. And it's really the same thing. Like, you're trying to tell a story on social media about who you are. People are not going to want to join you if they don't know you or trust you or like you. And so, if you're posting all the time about politics and bad stuff and negative things, although your post today, Amy, was very nice. I liked it.
What was it?
The one about the shooting. It was just.
Oh, yeah. I actually ended up deleting it for some reason, but I don't know why. I did. I don't know why.
Well,
but it was there. Yes. It was good. I was mad.
Of course you were. And that's a fine thing to post about. Like, okay, yeah. She's passionate. Great. So, but the thing about branding is you want to be real, you want to be relatable, and you want to be resourceful in everything that you do. So like, I just bought this new cacao powder at Costco, and it's so good. I've been putting it like, it's ground up cacao beans, like chocolate.
Oh.
Just the beans, but no sugar, no nothing else. And they take out the cocoa butter. That's why it's powder. So just the chocolate. It's super bitter, but my gosh, it's good. So I'm like, obsessed now. I put it in my yogurt. I put it in my shake. Oh. I just put it in things because I'm a chocoholic, and it's really helping me stay away from the chocolate bars that I'm super hooked on. That would be something resourceful. That would be something you go on and talk about. Like, hey, check me out. I'm not eating chocolate bars because here I am eating my cacao, and a half a tablespoon has like 15 calories in it, and it is just as rich tasting as 3 little squares of chocolate. And it totally fixes. That's being resourceful, right? Yeah. So, that would be that part. And the real part of that is I'm a chocoholic and I can't help it. And then big topic. Melanie Mitro talked about it. She's the #1 coach in the organization. She was there. She did 3 different talks. Calendars and planning out your year. And it sounds crazy. And I have to admit, I kind of fly by the seat of my pants with this business in terms of, well, I don't know when our next free group is. I don't know when our next challenge group starts. I don't know, and I've tried to make like a monthly calendar, and it just gets away from me. So I'm going to do what she does because she's the #1 coach. So it seems to be working for her. she goes and takes a Google Calendar, so what I did yesterday was I took a Google Calendar and I put my entire family's calendar on it, like when they have appointments, when Molly's lessons are, when Mason goes to 4-H, when he has his SAT. Like, I did my whole family's calendar. It's all on Google Calendar now. So what I'm going to work on, like tonight, is I'm going to start trying to plan out March, April, May, June, the whole rest of the year. When are free groups going to happen? When are you going to advertise for them? When are we going to have challenge groups? When are those going to be advertised? Amy, you do not have to have your own challenge group. I don't think I told you this. You are welcome to add your challengers to my challenge group. Stacy already did this.
Yep.
Until you feel comfortable running your own. And most people don't really feel comfortable running their own till they're a diamond. But Heather runs her own. Rachel runs her own. And actually, Rachel's is kicking right now. Kimberly had her own. I don't think she's doing one right now. But I know in the past, Heather's had some people just aren't interacting. You really have to have kind of a big group for people to be interacting. Rachel's is kicking it right now. She's got like 6 people in there who are interacting constantly, which is a really good number to have people doing that. So I have about 12 people in my group that interact on a regular basis. But you can add all your people there, and then as you start to become more comfortable in the business, then you can start your own. I don't care when you do it. I'm not going to be like, no, you go do it your own. Go damn self. Free groups, we will try. I think we should run them together as a team. I think it's silly for us to be each going out there and recreating our own wheel like monthly. That's kind of stupid. I think it's a waste of energy when we can pool together and run a group together.
Yep.
Also, the more people you have in the groups, typically the better, the more interaction you have. And I think the more interaction you have, the more likely people are like, oh, this is fun. I can pay to be in a group. I'll be in a group. Let's interact. Some people like that because a lot of the reason why they get on social media is to connect with people. So, a group that doesn't have a whole lot of interaction really isn't connecting with people. It's just a group with stuff, and I think people crave that interaction and real interaction. And I think, you're watching our group, and Stacy, you're in there too, but you're in my challenge group, but you can see the interaction, and there's pretty good and fun, and people like that. So we'll do that with our free groups. I am going to make a Google Calendar, and I will send it to you guys. You guys are more than welcome to look at it. It's going to have all my family crap on it too. But if you want to see it, you're more than welcome to when I get it done. All I've done is put my family stuff on there yet. As soon as I get the business stuff put up, I will share it with you guys, and you guys can check it out and kind of plan your month around what's going on with our team. So team calls will be on there, refinery calls, bombshell dynasty calls. Those are and then Monday wake up calls. Those are all the calls right there. There's there's only one bombshell dynasty call a month. There's 2 refinery calls a month. They should be opposite the weeks that we are. So the bombshell dynasty calls are always on Monday nights. They're always during my Bible study. So I'm never there live. Yeah. But I always listen to the recording because they're like, just so you know, 5 of the top 10 coaches are our team. So typically the people that are on these calls are the top coaches because they're our team, the bombshell dynasty ones. So that's really typically really, really good information. I don't think I've ever listened to one that wasn't good. The Monday morning wake up call is every Monday at 9 a.m. our time, 10 a.m. Stacy's time, but 9 a.m. our time. They are now on Facebook on the Beachbody Champions page. So it's a live Facebook Live. So it's recorded immediately. So if you miss it, you can go. Amy, I listen to them in the car when I'm picking up the kids, like when I'm driving to go pick up the kids, and that's when I listen to the wake up calls typically. And if they're really good, like Jen Richardson's, I'll listen to it again and take notes. Some of them I don't need to take, that just whatever, they're just inspirational or whatever. But some of them are instructional, and those I'll go back and take notes on later. So those are really good. So I will put all that on the calendar. I typically try to remember to always put the recordings of calls that have happened in our team page. So if you do miss them, you'll see them. I don't do that with the Monday morning wake up calls. You'll have to go find those on your own. But for the refinery calls and the Bombshell Dynasty calls and our team calls, I will always put them in there in our group, just in case you missed it. So you have to go looking for it somewhere else. Okay. We have like 7 more minutes. Questions?
All right, mine are going to be dumb because I don't know anything. But what the free group versus a challenge group? What the heck is that? What are you talking about there with the free group?
A free group is just like what it sounds like. So it's a group that's free. So hold on, I have to plug my computer in. You have a group that you offer that is maybe like maybe you have a crock pot recipe for 6 days, like a 5-day free group with crock pot recipe, healthy, clean eating crock pot recipe. I think you've been in some of mine before. You probably should. Yeah. Or like you can say like 5-day butt challenge or 5-day butt and gut, whatever, just stuff like that. Or it can be non-exercise or fitness related for that matter. It can be, a book, like a book club. We can do a personal development book.
Random stuff.
Huh?
But just random, whatever. But the challenge group is obviously, but I see people in your challenge group and they're not all 80-day obsession. They're doing something else.
Yes. So I have not split off my challenge groups before. And I know some of the other bigger coaches, top coaches will do, but they also have like 700 challengers. So they don't have a choice. I mean, I've got like 90, so I'm not going to split them off, So right now, my accountability group is focused around the 80-day obsession. And I told everybody that for 80 days, starting on January 15th, that it would be focused on 80-day obsession.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome to do whatever the heck you want to, but just know that the content is going to be 80-day obsession related. And me talking in the group, it's going to be 80-day obsession related. But no, I don't tell people what they have to do. Challenge groups are... In my case, 98% of them are people who have Shakeology and workouts. There's a few people in there that don't have Shakeology, and I put them in there because they want the accountability, and I want to add value to their lives. And, you never know what people are going to do. I've had people who were free customers. Not free customers, but people who didn't have Shakeology but really wanted to be in the group. I put them in the group. 2 months later, they're like, hey, I want some Shakeology. 2 months after that, they're a discount coach. I mean, you never know.
Right.
You just don't know. So if somebody asks me like, hey, I just have Beachbody on Demand, I'd love the accountability. I'm like, of course you can have that. So I add them back in. So there's that. That's what the challenge group is for people who have paid to be in it. I don't put random, like if somebody says, well, I'm just going to do it on my own. I'm going to do my own workouts and drink my own shake. Then go do it on your own. I'm not helping you. There. I'm going to pick more free groups. And then I'll say to people like, oh, that's great. I'm so happy that you have a plan. We'll have another free group next month. You're welcome to join.
Okay.
So
I get it.
There's always a place for people to go. Yeah. So, and that's a big thing. Like here we're talking about inviting. Well, you have to have something to invite people to. So that would be the free groups and the challenge groups. And if we don't have something going on all the time, what are you going to invite people to?
Right.
So that's why I'm working on a calendar so that we have a plan. And I'm not going to say what the topics are for the free groups. We'll decide that as a team. But I'll do that. And then we'll always have something to be inviting people to.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
That helps.
That was not a dumb question. Not a dumb question. What's next?
What else? What was my other question? You're going to get on it at some point, but I don't know what to say on like Instagram or Facebook. Like I said one thing one time, but I was like looking at the Beachbody page and should I share something from there or no? Don't do that. That's cheesy. Okay.
People don't want to know about Beachbody. They want to know about Amy. They're not following Beachbody. They're following you.
Yeah.
So you need to post about what you're doing. And you don't even have to mention Beachbody. You don't even have to mention what your workout is. A big thing that we've been talking about for about almost a year now is something called curiosity marketing, where you're posting something about your workout, like you're posting that you're using these crazy bands and these weird plate looking things. In your case, they are plates. But you're getting this killer workout with froggy plates. And people are going to be like, the heck kind of workout is that? You want
Right.
people to ask questions because it starts conversation. It starts connection.
Okay.
So you don't
so
want to
much-
give it all away.
So because that's what I didn't know. Like, don't mention the Beachbody, just say, oh man, I'm down 4 pounds, just something crazy. That's random. And then
Like
people
your
ask.
picture, like your before and after picture, I'm going to give you a quick tip on that. Your before and after picture that you posted in the group today, if you posted that on Facebook,
Yeah.
you could say, dude, it's been 28 days. I've never seen this much change in 28 days from nutrition, from 80-20 nutrition, because in your case, it's 80-20. You're 80% on and 20% off, and that's okay. But talk about the balance. And you can even say, for me, 80-20 is what I have to do so that I stay on the program. I am not 100%, and I can't be because that is not who I am.
Yeah.
I do my weekends. But talk about that because it's not a struggle. It's real and it's really relatable. Really relatable. But you're saying, look, I'm doing this program and I'm doing it to the best of my ability, but here I'm doing 80-20 on the nutrition and I'm still getting results, y'all. That's a big deal. It's real and it's relatable and it's resourceful. It's all of the R's.
I know, and I do feel weird putting my stomach out there. I'm like...
It took me years. You've been on Facebook with me forever, Amy. And Stacy's been on Facebook with me forever too. Stacy and I grew up together more or less. How long did it take until I started posting pictures that included some skin? Like years. Like 6-8 months ago, seriously.
Yeah, because there's people, I'm like, I don't know that I want certain people, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I do. And I think that's a comfort level you have to gain. And the more you post, the more you're going to get used to it.
Just do it.
The idea, at least on, both Facebook and Instagram is once or twice a day. Insta stories is 5 to 12 stories a day, but on your grid on Instagram, it doesn't take that long. And we'll talk about that. But on your little grid on Instagram, it's once a day, twice a day max. On your wall on Facebook, it's once, twice a day. That's it.
Okay. I'm not an Instagram champ. I probably have like 6 pictures on there. So I forget about Instagram. So I'm going to have to figure out, like I'm looking at Instagram. I'm like, and I always was like, what is with all the hashtags? I didn't know why. I'm like, why do you have to do that?
We're going to talk a lot about this, as a team, because it's so where everything's going.
Yeah.
And I want you guys to be with everybody when they go. So we're going to talk about it together, and hash it out together and learn together. But highly recommend that Jen Richardson call. It's like 20 minutes. The content part's like 22 minutes. It's totally worth your time. You probably be sitting
Where
down.
is it?
It's on Beachbody Champions.
Beachbody Champions.
Add yourself to that group.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we've got less than a minute. Do y'all have any other pressing questions?
I mean, I'm the one with all the questions.
That's okay. You're allowed to.
One other one. I don't know. Is there like a place I'm sure that there is, and I just haven't found it. But where is the breakdown of how the hell, like, I make money and like my dad and like, I mean, I know that there's something that I need to look at, that I need to figure it out. I'm just trying to get people, but where to put them and how to put them and who to do what with blows my mind.
It's in Shay's training somewhere. It's called the 3 ways that Beachbody coach earns money.
Okay. The 3 ways.
Yes. But here's another hint. Go onto YouTube and search Lindsay Matway.
Okay.
Just